Greetings, everyone. This is Galleon Francis 60 here, and I'm doing another battle report. This time, we're coming back again. The Golan Heights of Battlefront, Flames of War, Fate of a Nation. It's the Israel versus Syrians, and that was last battle. We decided the Syrians failed the objective. This time they're gonna attempt another round, but this time they're gonna have to capture this town. And for the IDF forces, they need to capture this town as well. So it's gonna last for 6 turns, and whoever holds this town for 6 turns to the end of the turn wins the game. If they can't secure the objective, we'll have to see whoever has the points will have to go point victories. Whoever formations they are wiped out. This time we added more reinforcements for the IDF. I added a Mirage, a pair of flight of fighters, and I added a tow missile, spotter, Prius M7 self-propelled artillery, and the usual, the same with tanks in here, tanks formation. For the Syrians, I added a rocket launcher team like the BDR M21s, and a spotter, and I added another extra flight of aircraft and a MiG-17. So this is the battle, and we're going to arrange our forces for deployment. All right, we haven't rolled for initiative yet, but here's the deployment, and for some reason he wants his force right in here, but that's okay. And we're ready to take this town, and we will see our first turn. We'll come back when it's done.
Well, I took down 2 of your plate jets.
Yeah. Well, turn 1 is over, and he shot down my MiG-17s. They went out like a blaze of glory with his AA battery. I was trying to aim for his artillery, but his AA's ability to shoot 3 dice just wiped out my plane. And in return, I took out one of his tow jeeps by my T-55s, and my opponent refused to shoot anymore after that. He was trying to close in, so we're gonna enter turn 2. Stay tuned. Well, turn 2 is over, and wow, look at this. All because of these guys over here. They finally made their work. And his Mirage took out one of my BM-21s, and I retaliate. Before that, I shut down his aircraft. Forgot the rule that we need to shoot down every anti-airs, but as a last attack, I just shoot them down in there. I know, it's one of those that sometimes you forget. But I took out his flight of Mirage. I didn't think I called my other air units, and I think they didn't show up. So, and for here, I took out one of his Centaurians with my BMP-1s. I used my Cyber missile, and right here was a massive casualties. My tank formation. Yikes! Yeah, cluster bomb did that. All right, entering turn 3. Well, turn 3 is over, and looks like a good side for the Syrian, except for these jets. They did not they tried to kill the tanks over here, but this could not destroy the armor. And I managed to wipe out his air force. My Shilkas bullets worked over here, and my infantry finally dismounted and managed to do some damage, RPG shots, and small arms fires in those light vehicles. One of the mortars is gone. And over here, I lost two of my BMP ones. I bailed out one of the tanks. And I think that's it. I bailed out a few of these vehicles, but we're gonna turn to turn 4 now. So turn and stay tuned for the next round. Well, turn 4 is over, and holy cow! This is like a slugfest again. Once again, my jet came in and failed in their assault. They keep failing in their assault. I don't know why. And the over here, finally got to use my artilleries and just salvo a bunch of them. So I took out a bunch of his tanks. I bailed out only a few of them. And over here, the Centurions, I destroyed 2 of them, but bailed 3 of them. 2 of them actually, and one of them is still in the fight, or not bailed, but he's gonna probably remount. I finally wiped out his mortar truck, the M3D 128mm artillery battery. That's been gone already. And his infantry finally dismounted, and they're closing in, and my tanks wipe out whatever in here. The tank was here. I wiped out these 2 tanks in the objective, so I need to secure that objective as soon as possible before the end of the turn. And my guys over here are just shooting at each other. He killed one of my infantry with his artillery, and that's it. It's just one slugfest of another. So we're entering turn 5, or turn 5. We're gonna be entering turn 5. So stay tuned. All right, turn 5 is over, and I got the initiative this time, and I secured the objective, and I pretty much just locked that objective as soon as possible. My tanks are right there, and I had also successful bailout. My jets finally showed up, so I switched to a different missile loadout and took out 2 of his tanks and bailed out a few of his Centurion. His artillery fired and still missed. And blew up one of his half tracks. Trying to take out the artillery, and it still failed. And my artillery tried to do the same thing, and it still failed. Just successfully bailed out. So I'm pinning down a lot of stuff. So we're gonna be entering turn 6, and it'll be the final round. All right, turn 6 is over, and it's a Syrian victory. So what do you think?
The Israeli army suffered enormous losses. The Centurion brigade was destroyed and rendered ineffective, with 4 tanks, 5 tanks destroyed, and 2 tanks rendered combat ineffective.
Mm-hmm.
The artillery battery was rendered useless. The Sherman tanks brigade was combat ineffective, rendered out of contention of the fight. Pretty much Israeli armor and artillery and air power was neutralized by the Syrian army.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the Israeli troops are withdrawing towards the Jerusalem suburbs, and looks like
That's a lot of
we're talking about an
ceasefire.
initial ceasefire called by the United Nations.
Yeah, looks like the Arab had won a victory here. Looks like it's happy time for them. Yeah, la, 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 la. Yeah, and they secure the objective here with this. The infantry just held in there. All my infantry had held the position. They really pulled their weight. The artillery they also did pull their weight, and the air force, the exception of this guy, really got taken out. And the MiG 23s, they pull out the. They're just trying to avoid that anti-air units, and they pretty much did a lot. They missed a few, but they did a few damage. So, and for the infantry, when they secure the buildings, they would hop and fire their RPG rounds, try to outmaneuver the BMP ones. Yeah, I'm actually proud what they did. They suffered like 3 losses, and they forced the Centurion platoon over here being decimated and bailed out 2 of them. And oh wow, this is the Syrian front operation. I'm pretty much done with the Syrian front for now. We are going to Sinai next time. As soon as I build up my force, the cards are on the way. The Egyptians. We want to go bring in some M60s or Magok 3s and 6s. And yeah, but I think we're kind of we're gonna break away from the Arab-Israeli war and move a few years somewhere in the 1980s. You guessed it, Iran-Iraq war. We're gonna play the Iraqis and versus the Iranians. I'm gonna be playing the Iranians, and he's gonna play the Iraqis, and we will see a little bit of technological new tactics that are going to be deployed in here. So I'm also going to add more terrain in here. I'm going to see if I can 3D print some tank berms or trenches, because I want to deploy my favorite force in here right now, the Bashid force against his Iraqi units. So this is a good game. It was a victory for the Syrians. So they're going back. They're pulling back for now and regroup, and hopefully the Israelis can launch a counteroffensive again. All right, this is Daily on Francis 60, and I'm signing off. Happy wargaming, everyone. Later.